Good evening, lecturer, and good evening, everyone. We are from Class 7, and we are so excited to do the presentation about topic number 8, barrier to using technology, causes and effect on team decision making. Our group has 5 members, and each member will present the content that you can see on the screen. First, introduction. It is no denying that technology has become such an essential tool in everybody's life. For years in history, technology has accommodated human daily activity. Naturally, it has grown accustomed to everything, especially in the workplace. Though it has made our life easier at the same time, also made it difficult due to the high number of new technology being introduced to the world. Each year we get older, but technologies get younger, better, which is automatically very hard for us to catch up with. That just explains a lot about employee with the introduction of new technology. According to Workplace Insight, quote, last year, 2 in 5 UK workers did not have the correct qualification for their job, while businesses were faced with worsening skill gap, as businesses were unprepared for, end quote. Furthermore, according to Global Knowledge, less than 60% of decision makers say the organization offered formal training for technical employees, down 1% from the previous year. Both information just confirm that employees are struggling, and even worse, some organizations do not seem to pay attention at all. To advance the explanation, in the next point you will get to know more about causes and effects regarding barrier to using technology.
And greeting lecturer and everyone. My name is Monique. I am the second presenter. For the second point, it is about causes of barrier to using technology. And in this point, we divide it into two main parts. And each main part contains four main points, and I'm going to cover the first main part. So, the first point of causes of barrier to using technology. It is about lack of relevant skill, capability, and corporations. Transforming into a digital organization, it requires much more skill and expertise to implement and execute the new digital strategy. And when it comes to team decision and digitalizing face-to-face decision making, it requires both updated skill and cooperation from all departments and staff, and it might involve some chaos from all relevant parties and other specific requirements as well. Although it might sound simple and easy to have cooperation from all levels, however, the Harvard Business Review found that 49% of respondents surveyed identified inadequate collaboration as a challenge on their path to digital transformation. Moreover, when employees are lacking in technological skills, they might be reluctant to turn their team meeting into a virtual one. For the second point, it is about high setup costs. Implementing technology in the workplace, it requires high costs, and it involves a high setup cost that can include the in-house implementation or outsourcing. And both installation options are having a high cost. Having new technology implemented, it also involves a training cost that is used to provide basic training to employees at all levels. Sometimes a comprehensive and large-scale transformation is more complex, costly, and time-consuming. And the other problem of high setup costs might lie in a lack of funds, or sometimes it may be from the unwillingness of senior managers to invest money into their digital transformation in their organization. The third point it is about risk at work culture. When organizations embrace a risk at work culture, they might not be willing to explore and experiment the technological transformation at all. And most organizations that embrace the risk at work culture see digital and technological transformation is a big business risk, and consequently, they are not willing to implement technology into their organizational structure. And in the same survey conducted by the Harvard Business Review, it found that 40 47% of respondents indicated that a risk at work culture was a real blocker to their digital transformation attempts. For the fourth point, it is about cybersecurity. It is no surprise that cybersecurity risk now goes hand in hand with technological transformation. Businesses, businesses need to be able to protect themselves as more and more information is moved to cloud-based and as organizations become increasingly reliant on technology. As a result, cybersecurity is presenting a very tangible barrier and threat to the success of using technology in the organization. So, in order to implement advanced digital transformation, businesses need to ensure that they have an advanced security measure along their digital transformation initiative. And here is the end of the first part. For the second part, it will be presented by Chomnan. Thank you.
Once again, good evening, Lasher, and good evening, everyone. So, Munit has already read some causes. I will be presenting 4 more causes. Without further ado, let's get into it. The fifth cause: lack of sustained support from manager. Having to be introduced to something new that requires training, study, and time is understandably hard for every employee. It is only right that a company will need to try their best to help the employee and present changes by enforcing the right principle. After that, the job to supervise the work progress would be under the manager's responsibility. Manager hold a vital part in guiding and supporting employee. So it seems that without the presence of manager leadership skill, the idea of adopting new technology is far-fetched to achieve. The next cause is the absence of legitimate technology. It is significant to have a clear understanding of what organization want. The preparation part before the company start to act upon and spend money on new innovation must not be avoided. If the company fails to do so, there will be consequences. The company needs to make sure each compartment of the company is acknowledging the new change that will be approached soon. That will give time for them to be prepared through the condition of their department, which would avoid the employee getting confused for sudden change. It can be seen as time-consuming, but an organization needs to take time, planning, and researching in order to choose the right method and technology that would definitely help improve and accommodate the entire organization. So the next cause is lack of communication between teammates in other departments, such as IT and HR. Employees will be resistant to change. Not everyone will be able to adapt to change with the same amount of time. Some employees might still try their best after a few fail, but some might have already given up from the beginning. So communication is a key component. Lacking communication, whether it is between a manager or employee and employee, is a serious problem that cannot be overlooked. Things will not go smoothly with everyone. The entire organization needs to carry a teamwork spirit. It is best if everyone could share and give helping hand to each other. Departments like IT and HR are essential for this project. These two departments need to work hand in hand from choosing the right candidates to preparing training sessions. Keep a close look to the quality of the new technology and more. Now let's move on to the last course, workspace challenges. While the business is in need of new technology, it doesn't mean that a company have enough space to hire more employees and space to implement the new technology. Lack of space could be a big problem. And that was the end of my part about causes of causes of barrier to using technology. My teammate will discuss more about the effect.
Welcome to my part. I am Musim and I'm going to talk about the effects on team decision making. The effects of barrier to using technology. So I'm going to cover the 4 main effects of the barrier to using technology, in which the first one is the disconnectedness and unsocialized, and the second one is the slow progress of work. The third one is globalization, wouldn't be able to move at this faster pace, and the fourth one is the encounter of difficulties in managing document. So first of all, I would like to ask, how would you imagine the world without technology? So nowadays we are living in a modern world, and technology has become a vital part needs for the modern era, and surely a world without technology really seems very hard in this modern world because we totally depend on technology. Um, the first point is about not able to communicate virtually. So technology has given us a level of communication that we've never seen before. We can literally connect with any one of our employees, leader, and co-worker anywhere and anytime. The influx of new technology in the workplace has affected how employees communicate, collaborate, and work more efficiently. On the other hand, without technology, the communication virtually will be disconnected. The second point, unable to do remote working. So in here, without the help of technology, we are not able to do remote working, teleconferencing, and co-working space, which has completely reshaped the modern workplace. Also, mobile and cloud technology has allowed instant and remote access, which enable internet-based service models. This has resulted in interconnected workplace, not tied to one location but many, and they are hinged together by virtual conferencing, complete connection, and portability. And the main point is about the slow progress of work. So in here, it refers to the first point is speed and efficiency. So workers today are more productive than they've ever been. The impact of technology on work, both in manufacturing and in communication, has exponentially increased the rate of production and speed at which business occur. Technology in the workplace has helped workers become more efficient than ever before. What used to take hours now can take minutes. Message can be sent instantly to colleagues or client across the world. Also, the payments or proposal sent instantly to colleague or client uh, are almost transferred immediately. And you can send emails, text, or video chat, or even video conference with subordinate or superiors through social networking apps like WhatsApp, Skype, etc. And with the help of technology, you no longer need to be present at the workplace every time. But as without technology, the progress in the workplace will be dramatically reduced and slowed down. The main part is about that globalization wouldn't be able to move at this faster pace. It's result in slow movement of globalization and slightly few competitions without the use of technology. So technology is the very force in the modern form of business globalization. Technology has revolutionized the global economy and has become a critical competitive strategy. It has globalized the world, which drives all the countries to more ethical standard, and this paper attempts to show how technology revolution is sweeping the globe and the transition from one manual to electronic delivery of service both in public and private sectors lead to the advancement of business communities throughout the world. Globalization has led to new markets, and information technology is one of the technologies foster to the new market in the increasing competitive world. Technology has helped us in overcoming the major hurdles of globalization and international trade, such as trade barrier, lack of common ethical standard, transportation costs, and delay in information exchange, thereby changing the marketplace. Technology has enabled the software expert to work collaboratively over the network with companies around the world. The technology advancement has helped a lot of creation and growth of global market. But without technology, globalization would have never been able to move at this faster pace. The the fourth main point is about the difficulty in managing document. So the first point is the pile up paperwork and lost file. This relies on a physical paper document that has a few drawbacks. So if you are not using technology when you are working on a project, you need to pull out all of the files associated with the proposal. And as the paper piles up around you, it's no surprise that some document may go missing. And the second point is the lack of office space. So paper files take up rooms like almost everywhere. They are on desks, they are in common space, and the filing cabinets are full of them. It can be challenging to squeeze in a new employee when you need additional human resource if there is nowhere to fit their desk. The third point is about the concern about data security. So it is impossible to know who access a paper file. It cannot tell you who looked at it when a document management system can. So data security is increased by document management because records are tracked, leaving employee accountable. The final fourth point is the time waste searching. So I would like to ask how many times have you spent too long looking for a file? With document management, it's index files and you can search quickly. Even if someone else is viewing the same file, document management, it's also allow you to collaborate and see it simultaneously. Paper file will be continue to be present in business, but we can tackle the issue present with digital software. But without the technology, there will be a lot of time wasting on searching the file.
Thank you, Musim, for your clear explanation. Now come to my part. My name is Anisa and I am going to present about 4 more effects of barrier to using technology. First is the lack of concentration. As we know that sustained support from manager is very important for a workplace or organization, that it can lead the workplace to have a healthy environment. And if there is less support from their manager, it will lead the team member or the staff to have a less concentration on something that they are working on, that it because they don't pay attention to the information that they are working on, that it will be hard for them to decide on something. Second is low productivity. As we know that the need of technology is very important in a workplace or organization, that it can operate the whole organization to have a good outcome. But if there is less technology to operate in a workplace, it will not lead the team to have a high performance or high productivity. Third is it can lead them to have a miscommunication. As we know that an effective team member or group member, they should have a lot of interaction with each other, but if there is less interaction with each other, it can lead them to have a miscommunication. Last but not least is ineffective team decision. As we know that technology play a big role in decision making, so if there is the absence of technology, it will affect to team decision making, that it can lead them to choose or to decide on something that is not effective for the whole team. That is all for my point.
So now let's move on to the case story that happened at Walmart located in Washington Post. So technology have been making life much more easier and convenient in everyday life as well as in the workplace. And many industries have introduced a new technology to the employee to make the environment much more better as well as reducing the workload the employee has. However, there is a backfire from the technology by creating extra emotional crisis to employee as well as a physical threat to the employees. As in the actual case in Walmart in Washington Post recently point out the actual effects of technology in decision making. And here is the claims of one of executive worker at Walmart. So Walmart executive have promised the all-hour robot workhorses will let employees endure less drudgery and enjoy more satisfying job. while also ensuring shoppers see cleaner store, fuller shift, and faster checkout. But the rise of machine has had an unexpected side effects. Their jobs, some workers said, they have never felt more robotic. And by incentivizing hyper-efficiency, the machine have deprived the employee of tasks they used to find enjoyable. And some also feel like their most important assignments now is to train and babysit their often inscrutable robot colleague. And now let's move on to the case analysis. So regarding to the case below, we can see that the introduction of technology is targeted to reduce the workload of the employee in the first place. However, an unexpected backfire has happened to the employee, hitting a huge emotional crisis as well as reducing the wages, meaning there is no overtime payment since the upgrading of using technology. Moreover, major effects of using robot in the new workplace environment is that employee has to be on duty 24/7 to babysit the unreadable robot. Wages and bonus salary are a very important requirement for worker in the workplace. And in contrast, since the development in technology is rising, the salary and wages are decreasing. Therefore, decisions are the basis of the future business of behavior is not simplified. The use of new technology in the decision-making process provides numerous opportunities to facilitate decision selection. However, the decision maker should still be able to differentiate which knowledge should be used to serve in the decision making and which methods, tools, system, and procedure to be used in a certain situation with the purpose of successful decision selections. And now let's move on to the conclusions. So technology has been standing out and stepping into the developed countries century ago. With technology, decision making is more accurate as well as effective than a traditional thinking, providing a numerous opportunity in making decisions. However, technology can affect the decision making in the workplace as well as others environment aspects. Regarding to the effects, a solution therefore is needed. In response to the effects of technology, technology is used in order to make life easier by reducing the amount of workload as well as to make the work more systematic. However, there need to be enough staff and support with the right qualifications and with enough time available to dedicate to manage, supporting and updating the technology. This is the end for our presentation and thank you for your attentions.